Thanks for joining us for another episode of Boom and Bust. I'm your host, Tony Clement, here at the News Forum, where all voices matter. I'm pleased to present our monthly guest, Thomas Caldwell. He is, of course, the founder of Caldwell Securities Limited in Toronto. Tom, welcome back to the program.
Thank you, Tony. Good to be here.
So much to talk about today. First of all, any last thoughts on the federal budget?
Well, it's an effort. It still has the taint of typical liberal budgets, i.e., spending programs, big projects. The real issues at hand are really taxation. We got to deal with that other stuff. So it's the usual fare. My theme, as you know, is I think governments have to think differently in the world that we're entering into.
Yes, and they promised a transformational or generational budget. Uh, there were new announcements on new big projects that the Liberal government is supporting. A new list that was announced by Prime Minister Carney. So far, at least at the time of this recording, no new pipelines. What's your take on the big projects?
Well, they're easy to announce. They're easy. It's easy to have trading memorandums with all kinds of countries around the world. I noticed the last trip is to Dubai. As you know, I've
Right.
spent a lot of time in the Middle East. But to get, you can do an understanding, you can make an announcement. You've got to get companies to invest. You've got to get the logistics put in place to make them happen. Then you've got to get customers, et cetera, et cetera. You're talking years from announcement to implementation. And as far as foreign investment goes, you have to have a country that's attractive and welcoming to capital. It's not attractive and welcoming to Canadian investors, let
Mm.
alone foreign investors. And Canada is not seen as an investment friendly destination. You have these fragmentation groups, these victim groups, these special interest groups, these regional groups. You can't get stuff done.
Mm.
And you've had so many major companies walk away from Canadian projects. And listen, they all talk to each other. Everybody knows Canada's reputation, and we see this effort and rhetoric about changing the environment, and that's good. It's welcome. That's it. But everybody's before you put money up, you'd usually adopt a wait and see attitude, and it's going to be a while.
So, yeah, you mentioned, of course, your great knowledge of the Middle East, UAE and Saudi and so on. Uh, do you think that there's a potential for new investments from those countries?
Not in the near term, no. Uh, I mean, we talk about liquefied natural gas. We talk about strategic minerals, et cetera, and everybody has an interest in that. Don't get me wrong, or expanded pipelines, et cetera. Everybody cares and wants to be invested in it. But the question is Canada the environment you want to be invested in those assets? And I don't think they have an affirmative answer to that at the present.
Gotcha. Can we delve into the recent Statistics Canada numbers and jobs reports and so on? The last Canada jobs report had the economy adding 51,000 jobs. Although I did notice that the labor force uh, population or participation uh, declined by 80,000. So what do you think's going on with the job situation in Canada these days?
Well, in a nutshell, I don't believe those numbers. And I think the month before was something like $60,000,
That's right.
60,000
Yeah, that's right.
60,000 jobs, give or take. That is not credible. It's like America adding 600,000 jobs in a month. And that's an economy that's doing something.
Mhm,
And ours is
mhm.
going the other way. Now, yes, there will be increased hiring in some of the energy area. I see the civil service has gone up 9% in the last year, or some number like that. I noticed in the papers just recently. So I I I can't see it in terms of economic growth, whether it's government jobs or whatever, but the numbers don't make sense. And if they don't make sense, it's usually because I'm missing something. I don't know what I'm missing, whether it's fun with figures or how they recalculate the numbers, or I have no idea. But clearly, there is a bias in the part of governments to put their best foot forward in these numbers to say, oh, this is a new game, new government, things are changing. We're really turning this thing around. I don't think we're there yet.
Okay, no, fair enough. These are all snapshots in time, so I think you're right to maybe take a longer view to see whether this is something that is sustainable or whether it's just a blip. Thomas Caldwell is our guest today. We're going to be back with him after this short commercial break. Please stay with us.